visi guru AYU, mencapai misi yang satu, permisi kita bantu.
Tahniah. Siaran langsung ini dibawakan khas kepada anda oleh Akademi YouTuber Malaysia. Tumpukan perhatian anda. Siaran langsung akan bermula sebentar lagi. Link sijil akan diberikan di hujung siaran ini. Pastikan diisi dalam tempoh yang ditetapkan. Terima kasih.
Okay, hello, good day everyone out there, and I hope that you are good and you have good health. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm alone here. All right, so before I begin, I would like to give thanks to this AYU Academy and also this KGM and also EDD Malaysia. Because of them, we have the opportunity to share for free. And I hope that the audience out there, you are also, willing to learn with us. All right, thank you for joining us. I can't really see how many of you here since I'm alone. And I am actually operating all the buttons here alone. So if you want to join me, just let me know, okay? I will try to read your messages out there. Okay, let me see if any comments out there. All right, so here we are. As you can see here, we have a few teachers with us. All right, today I will be sharing about Muet reading. So there are other teachers who will be sharing writing, speaking, listening. All right, and of course we will share all the 4 skills with you, and I really hope that you will learn something. And as returned, we just hope that you support our channels. All right, so in this team, the Muet team, we have Madam Aisa as the leader of the team. All right, and then we have Madam Vina with us. We also have Madam Chia. All right, even though she has retired, but even though she has retired, she is still very active in sharing. And then we also have Cikgu Hana, all right, and we have this Madam Magdalene who will be joining us very soon. All right, now let's move on. Without further ado, I would like to show the reading paper, all right, past year paper. Let me shut down this. Okay, so I believe that some of you have tried the questions, past year papers questions. So this is actually Muet paper, Muet 2023, paper 3 reading session 1, not session 2, all right? Session 2 I'll be sharing later. So this is session 1, Muet 2023. Okay, let's look at the questions, all right? Without wasting time, I hope that I can share all the questions with you all. Okay, there are 40 questions. I hope that I can finish it on time. All right, let's look at the part 1. There are 7 parts, okay, for reading. Part 1, it's very easy. Well, I normally suggest my students to start with part 7, the last part, because the last part is more challenging, okay? So you can start from part 7, and then you move on to part 6. So part 1 would be the last one for you to try, because part 7 and 6 would be more challenging. Okay, since you have more time, I believe that you will do better for part 6 and part 7. So never mind, now I'm going to start with part 1, okay? Let's look at the question, all right? Of course, at first we will look at the questions. So here are the 4 questions. Make sure that you get them right, okay? So the 4 questions here. Now answer questions 1 to 4 based on the short text. So here for part 1, you have short texts and it's very easy. So make sure that you manage to get all of them correctly. Okay, so which student is new to online writing? All right, I will move on to the text here. Okay, before that, let's look at the second question. Which student thinks writing is difficult? And then the third question, which student is studying at a university? The fourth question, which student writes with her family member? Okay, now let's look at the question. Let's look at the text here. We have text 1, text A, B, C. Okay, so for question number 1, where can you find the answer? Okay, where can you find the answer? So here, okay, oops, I don't know whether I can draw. All right, start writing again, and then you can see here, online, it's new to me. So the question is, which student is new to online writing? So you can see here, it's given to you, new. So you know that B would be the answer. So number 1 is B. All right. I will put the number here to indicate that this is for number 1. Oops. This is for number 1. All right. So this is number 1 is, oops, I can't write. So number 1, the answer is B. Okay. So I can type here B. Okay, let's move on to the next question. All right. I need to draw. Okay. Next question. Okay, thinks writing is difficult. Okay, so what's the answer for number 2? I hope you can read. Okay, well, writing well while studying is hard. Okay, so you can see the word hard is here. It's very direct because this is A1 or A2 level. Okay, so the answer would be, this is number 2. Okay, I indicate the number. So number 2, the answer would be A. Okay, so we can write here A. Oops. Never mind. It's hard for me to draw. Okay, number 2, that's the answer. And number 3, what's the question? Is studying at a university. So number 3 is studying at a university. All right, you have the word here, my degree. So you know that this is for number 3. Okay, I'm still completing my degree. So you know that this candidate is studying at a university. And we move on to number 4. Number 4, the question is, which student writes with her family member? Okay, write with a family member. You can see here, my sister also writes online. Okay, we write about fashion together. So it's very direct. You can find the answer here. Okay, so let's fill up the answer. So number 2 would be A. Number 3 would be A. Number 4 would be C. Okay, so B, A, A, C. All right. So next we move on to part 2. So part 2, we move on to the questions. All right, question number 5. Robert is different from others because, okay, let's look at question number 5. Okay, question number 5. All right, Robert is different from others because, so you can underline the keywords, right? Because. All right, what happened when Robert was about 2 years old? Okay, what happened? 2 years old. Next, when the mother saw Robert in the kitchen, okay, what did she do? So you just read roughly, okay, read the questions first. She asked Robert to clean up the milk. She was happy with Robert. She allowed Robert to enjoy himself. Number 8, what did Robert learn from his mother? Okay, so learn from mother. And then number 9, the story teaches us that making mistakes is. Okay, so what's the moral value? All right, so you have read all the questions. Now let's move on to the text to look for the answers. Okay, so I hope that you can read here from the text. Okay, now for question number 1. All right, Robert is different from others because why is he different? Okay, number 5. Meet several important medical breakthroughs. Okay, so much more creative than the average person. So he is different, right? He makes many discoveries, medical breakthroughs. So it's actually discoveries. So it's number 5. All right, so number 5, the answer would be, what's the answer for number 5? Hello, I can see somebody is there, but I don't know who are you unless you share with me in the live chat. I don't know who is that. Okay, so here we have here number 5. Now number 6, what's the question? What happened when Robert was about 2 years old? Okay, what happened when he was 2 years old? Let's look at this. All right, where to get the answer? 2 years old, what happened? Okay, let's look at the next paragraph. 2 years old, it's here. All right. I hope you can read and make it bigger for you. 2 years old. And then what happened? Lost his grip. Oops. I don't know why I can't draw. Okay, so here you are. This is it. All right. So he lost his grip on the slippery bottle and it fell. So what's the answer? He could not hold a bottle of milk. Okay, so number 6, it's here. Okay, so let's move on to number 7. Where to get the answer for number 7? When the mother saw Robert in the kitchen, what did she do? Okay, when the mother came into the kitchen, what did the mother do? All right, so let's look at the options given. Okay, number 7, she asked Robert to clean up the milk immediately. That's not the answer. She was happy with Robert being able to clean the milk himself. That is also not the answer. And C, we have she allowed Robert to enjoy himself with the milk before cleaning. So the answer would be number 7 here. Okay, would you like to get down and play in the milk for a few minutes? So that is the answer for number 7. So the number 7 is C. Next, okay, we move on to question number 8. Oh, hi, retard Tom. Why your name is retard Tom? You're so retarded. No, you're not retarded, okay? I think it's better for you to put something that is good for your name, all right? Because you are who you are. Okay, put a good name. Perhaps Handsome Tom. All right, so let's move on to number 8. All right, for question number 8, what did Robert learn from his mother? So what did he learn from his mother? Okay, number 8, what did the boy learn? Okay, here you can see the boy learned that if he grabs the bottle at the top near the lip with both hands, he could carry it without dropping it. What a wonderful lesson. So that is for number 8. Because earlier I showed you the questions. Hopefully you remember all the questions. All right, you can take a photo of, you can screenshot that, the questions. And lastly, number 9, the story teaches us that making mistakes is. So in education, you're allowed to make mistakes because you want to learn, right? All right, so what is this? The answer: to obtain precious knowledge. All right, so That's number 9. Okay, so can you give me all the answers? I underline all the answers for you so that you remember how to arrive at the answers, right? Number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So normally when you answer questions, you follow the sequence, okay? All right, so here, number 5, the answer would be B. Number 6, the answer would be B. Number 7, the answer would be C. Number 8, the answer would be A. Oops. I have to draw harder. Number 9, the answer would be C. Okay, I don't know how many people out there, but I just hope that if you're there, just, introduce yourself so that I can give you some shout outs. All right, let's move on to the next question. Sorry, this is part 3. Okay, we move on to part 3. Let's look at the questions first. Part 3. What did Nanjan do before his trip to Argentina? Okay, so look at the options given to you. Before his trip to Argentina, what is trip diary? What is it? When Nanjan was about to begin his trip, he felt. So you have to find the answers, read the questions. Next, number 13, what would Nanjan do when he returns from his trip? Okay, when he returns, what would he do? Number 14, what did Nanjan write? Why did Nanjan write the letter? Why? Okay, is it to invite, to say goodbye, to make Jennifer excited? So make sure you also read the options given. You make sure you read all the options given so that it will be easier for you to find answers from the text. Okay, any questions out there? Am I going too fast? Or am I just alone here? Maybe some of the students do not know that I'm on air because I kept postponing for a few times. Okay. All right, so let's move on. I need to inform the students in the Telegram group so that they know. Wait there. Okay. Okay, because I kept on postponing a few times, afraid that we thought today we don't have class. Okay, dear students, we have English class today. Okay, hopefully they will be able to join us. All right, now let's move on to this. This is part 3, okay? Part 3 is still easy. It's a letter. All right, now we have to look at the question number 10. What did Nanjan do before his trip to Argentina? So what did he do? What's the answer? I don't know whether Tom is still there. Hi, Tom, are you still there? Okay, so what did Nanjan do before his trip to Argentina? The answer would be, my months of long planning have finally paid off, right? So what did he do? He worked hard to plan his trip. Okay, work hard to plan his trip. That would be the answer. Because months of long planning, all right, you can infer from here. My months of long planning. Okay, so here, this is for question number 10. All right, let's move on to question number 11. What is trip diary? What is trip diary? Number 11. What is trip diary? Is this a website, an invitation, or a letter? Okay, here you have the word trip diary. Okay, I've set up a blog, so you know it's a blog. All right, this is number 11. So a blog is a website. Okay, a blog is a website. So it's number 11. The answer would be B. And we move on to 12, number 12. Okay, number 12, when Nanjan was about to begin his trip, he felt the feeling. What's the feeling? Okay, what's his feeling? All right, as you can see here, I'll be away for the next 12 months. I will miss you. All right, miss you during my time away. Okay, when Nanjan was about to begin his trip, he felt sad to leave Jennifer for a year. Okay, sad to leave Jennifer for a year. Because you can see here, far away for the next 12 months. So it's actually 1 year. I will miss you. Okay, miss you means, you know, it's a sad feeling. Farewell. It's sad, right? When you need to say goodbye to somebody, you feel sad. Right, number 13. Let's move on to number 13. Where is number 13? Okay, number 13. Why did Nanjan write the letter? What would Nanjan do when he returns from his trip? Okay, what we do? So here, the answer, you can find it from paragraph 5. Okay, paragraph 5. Upon my return, we will be able to pick up again. I will have so many stories to tell. Okay, so many stories to tell. So this is for number 13. And why did Nanjan write the letter? Why? I look forward to meeting up and reconnecting with you in person after our time apart. Be well and stay in touch. All right. And then let's look at the beginning of this letter. What is the purpose of this letter? Okay, this letter as farewell. I would like to take this moment to write this letter as a farewell. So it's a farewell letter, okay, to say goodbye, but also an invitation. So it is not an invitation for new beginnings, all right? So this is a farewell letter. So number 14, you can get it here. Okay, so let's move on to the questions. Now, let's look at the questions. All right, number 10, the answer would be A. Number 11, the answer would be B. Okay, number 12, the answer would be C. Number 13, the answer would be B. Number 14, the answer would be B. Okay, now let's move on to the next one, part 4. Okay, part 4. Now part 4 here, what do you have for part 4? Part 4, you have 2 articles, right? So here, after the article 1, you have 2 questions, right? After article 1, you have 2 questions. So these 2 questions will be related to article 1. Let's look at the questions first. Okay, we'll move on to the questions. Okay, these are the 2 questions. For article 1, all right, for this part, you have 2 articles, article 1 and article 2, and they are actually connected, or somehow they are interrelated or correlated. Okay, because after 15 and 16, you will have 17, you will have 17, 18, 19, and 20. All right, four questions. Okay, after Article 1. 17 and 18 will be related to Article 2, but then 19 and 20 will be for both articles. That means Article 1 and Article 2. So in order to attempt questions 19 and 20, you have to read Article 1 and Article 2. Okay? I hope you are with me. I don't know how many of you out there. Okay, so let's move on to number 15. All right, number 15, Professor Dr. Sharmani. Right, Professor Dr. Sharmani believes that it is important. Okay, Dr. Sharmani, important. What is important? Learn the history of Shakespeare, organize more events about Shakespeare, to reintroduce Shakespeare in the education system. So you have three options. Okay, is it to learn, to organize, to reintroduce? Okay, number 16, the writer aims to promote. Aims to promote. Promote what? The Shakespeare Festival? Is it to promote the method of learning, the language, or the use of technology? Method of learning or to promote the festival. So you have A, B, C. All right, three options given to you. Now let's move on to the text, Article 1. Okay, now here, Article 1. Let's try to attempt question number 50. Okay, Dr. Sharmani believes that it is important. So let's look at Dr. Sharmani. Where is it? Okay, the English department will host the Shakespeare Refreshed Festival. Okay, and then the Shakespeare's relevance. Okay, let's move on to paragraph number 3. He may have been introduced to us through colonial education system, but it is important that we have made something new of what history has given us. It is important to bring him back to the public imagination. Okay, so I'll underline this. Who says this? It's actually Professor Dr. Sharmani. Okay, so Professor Dr. Sharmani says that it is important to bring him back into the public imagination. All right, so to bring him back means to reintroduce, okay, to reintroduce Shakespeare in education system. Okay, it's not to organize more events, and it's also not to learn the history of Shakespeare. That's what I think. Okay, if you have different answers that you would like to justify, you may do so. I can see that someone is here. Is that you, Tom? If it's you, just say hi so that I can give you some shout outs. Tom, are you out there? Who is out there? Can you write in the live chat? Okay, so this would be for question number 15. Okay, question number 15. Let's look at question number 16. The writer aims to promote. Okay, promote. Let's look at this first paragraph. Okay, this is from the writer, right? English department will host the Shakespeare Refreshed Festival next Saturday in conjunction with the 400th anniversary of Shakespeare's death, as well as UM's 111th anniversary. So what is the aim of the writer? Is it to promote the Shakespeare Festival to the public, promote the learning method of learning? I don't think that it's, about the method of learning. It's not the use of technology either. So the answer would be, you can get it from here. Number 16. All right, number 16. It's actually to reintroduce. Number 16, the aim is actually to promote the Shakespeare Festival to the public. Okay, promote the Shakespeare Festival to the public. All right, so That is for number 16, 15, and 16. Okay, number 15, it's C. It's actually to reintroduce Shakespeare in the education, all right, to bring him back into the public imagination. Number 16, it's actually A, all right, to promote the Shakespeare Festival to the public. Okay, it's 5:30 now, so I will have to play the short break here. Okay, we'll have a short break. Where is it, the short break? Okay, here. Okay, hi, I am back here. So, all right. Where are we? All right, question number 16. The writer aims to promote the Shakespeare Festival to the public. Okay. Let's move on to article number 2. This is part 4. So normally part 4, you have 2 articles. Okay, they are interrelated articles. They are somehow, connected to each other. Now we'll move on to article number 2. Here is article number 2. Okay. Let me zoom out a bit. Okay, let's look at the questions. Normally, we will read the questions first. Okay. What is the question? Okay, here we have 2 questions for article 2. 2 questions, which are number 17 and 18 for article 2. All right. Meanwhile, questions 19 and 20, there are for article 1 and article 2. So you have to read all the articles in order to be able to understand, or in order to be able to answer questions 19 and 20. Okay, you can't just read article 1 and then straight away you want to answer questions 19 and 20. You have to read both. All right, now let's move on to question number 17. In article 2, the main discussion is on. So what is the main discussion about? Okay, is it the skills in teaching, experience of students, all right, or ways of using Shakespearean plays? Okay, and then let's look at number 18. 18, you're given a table, okay, and something visual for you to see. Okay, let's look at this. I have the hard copies with me. All right, 17 and 18. So 18, you can see here, you have names, all right, who joined the Shakespearean plays to improve their ability to communicate. So you stress on communication. And then you have names, the candidates' names here: Sharvin, Izwa, Izzat, Chan, Elise. Okay, so which one would be the answer? All right, improve their ability to communicate. So let's move on to article number 2. Anyone out there? Yeah, I can see only a few audience out there. Okay, let's move on. After reading the questions and highlighting the keywords, you have to move on to the text. Okay, normally what I suggest my students to do, I would suggest them to, read the questions, highlight the keywords, in the questions before you move on reading the text. Okay, so let's move on to the text now, number 18. Okay, in Article 2, the main discussion is on. Let's read, Article 2, all right? I give you some time to read Article 2. Is it about the skills in teaching? Is it about the experience of students? Or is it about ways of using Shakespearean plays? Okay, as you can read here, starting from paragraph 2, all right, it talks about Sekolah Menengah Maran 2, 12 members of Form 4 under direction of English teaching assistant Miss Elizabeth Dimio have performed Romeo and Juliet and King Lear. These students have different reasons for wishing to perform these classic works on stage. And then you move on to the paragraph 3. Okay, you have something from Sharvin Rajendiran and Muhammad Iswa. Okay, so what did they say? It's a way of improving their speaking skills. All right, here, Sharvin and Muhammad Iswa, speaking skills. What motivates me is getting attention. Okay, so you know that it's about the student's experience. Let's move on to paragraph 4. Is it about student's experience? Now it's getting clearer that the answer is B for number 17. Let's look at paragraph 4 first. Other students see drama as a chance to push themselves. Okay, because I have my questions here in my laptop. I have 2 laptops, all right? So my question paper, the soft copy is here, all right, in another laptop. That's why I'm focusing on this laptop. Okay, I can't focus here. Okay, it's not that I am ignoring you. Okay, but then I will, look at the comments. If you have any questions, make sure you ask. Okay, in the live chat, you can type something. You can also introduce yourself. So here, the next paragraph. All right, other students. So this is about other students. Chan Jining, who played Regan in King Lear, like to be able to try something new. Okay, so again, it's about the student's experience. All right, paragraph 5. Elise Natasha, it's also about, students' experience. As you can see, it records herself reading all the lines. Paragraph 6, it's, what is it about? Although the original text, okay, this is not about the student's experience. The challenges the actors face continue long after the plays have been staged. Okay, and then Izzat Faiz also said something. So basically, you know that, for number 17, okay, I'll show you question number 17. So question number 17, definitely the answer would be B. Okay, because it talks about the student's experience. All right, now we move on to number 18. Number 18, it's actually communication skills, right? So we have to look at communication skills. Let's look at communication skills. Okay, so you have got number 17, number 18. Number 18, okay, number 18, you can see it's here. So number 18, Sharvin, remember Sharvin and Iswa. Okay, who else? Oops, Sharvin and Iswa. Next, who else? There's another person, right? Elise. Okay, Elise Natasha records herself reading. This method worked for her as her delivery of Juliet's famous balcony monologue was word perfect. So again, this is about communication. All right, so this is also for number 18. Question number 18. Therefore, Therefore the answer for number 18, Therefore the answer for number 18 would be Sharvin, okay, Iswa, and Elis. So the answer would be A. Is that clear? Are you with me? Okay. So that's how you answer number 18. Now let's move on to number 19. Which are the correct details for Article 1 and 2? Now you have to go back to Article 1, you have to go back to Article 2. This is another table. All right. You have to go back to Article 1 and Article 2 in order to look for the answers. Okay, let's look at the details given. So from here, number 19, you can actually look at the questions and then you go back to the text. If you want to save time, you look at the questions and then you go back to the text. All right, the details here for option A, the best way to learn Shakespeare. All right, university, watching movies, school, memorizing lines. Is this correct? The details. Okay, number 19. Is this correct? Number 19. I think this is wrong, right? It's not watching movies, right? The best way to learn Shakespeare from university, I don't think it is watching movies. Okay, you can go to Article 1. Okay, so let's look at number 2, the place used in learning. Okay, the place used in learning. University would be Othello and Macbeth. Right? I think this is, Othello and Macbeth. Okay, place used in learning for university. Okay, Othello and Macbeth. You can go back to Article 1. If you don't trust me, okay, let's go to Article 1. Where is our Article 1? Okay, here, Article 1. All right. So, Article 1, the place used in learning, Othello and Macbeth, right? Next. Okay, what about school? The place used in learning for school. What's the answer? For school, come on, what's the answer? Romeo and Juliet and King Lear. So, here. Okay, you can go back to Article 2. Let's look at Article 2. This is about the school. Let's look at the Article 2, let's look at the plays used. What are the plays? Romeo and Juliet, King Lear, what else? So you know the answer is wrong, huh? Okay, next, the views on Shakespeare. For university, you can see, you know, the views from experts. Experts means like professors, okay, they are experts, huh? Dr. Koksume, we have Professor Dr. Sharmani, so they are experts, right? So this is correct, right? And then schools, we have students, right? Students' views. For example, just now you had the names right here. Shavin, Muhammad, Iswa, Ilis, all these names. So they are actually students. So students' views. So number 19, the answer would be, what's the answer? Correct, the answer would be C. Is that okay? And then we move on to question number 20. In both Article 1 and Article 2, the writers believe what? Shakespearean plays could be difficult for Malaysian students, so definitely this is wrong. Okay, it doesn't say that it is difficult. All right, Shakespearean plays could be used as a tool to group people based on their social backgrounds. No, it's not used to group people based on their social backgrounds, right? Okay, so you know the answer. Huh? The answer is actually A. Shakespearean plays could be changed to include elements of Malaysian life. All right. As you can see here in Article 1, Professor Sharmani said, this play has been in Malaysia for long enough, so it can be adapted by Malaysians to serve local ends and aspirations. Okay. The writers believe that. This is from Sharmani. And then let's look at what did the writer think. Okay, we want to show Shakespeare can be enjoyable instead of being that distant figure. Okay, this is what I got from Article 1. Okay, from Article 1. So this is what the writers believe can be changed, all right, to include elements of Malaysian life. Article 2. Okay, here Article 2, you can see that the plays are timeless, lending insight into the constants of human nature regardless of time and place. Okay, so the answer would be A. What's the time now? Okay, hopefully we still have some time. Let's move on to part 5. Now, part 5, you have to fill in the blanks, right? All right, and then there are how many blanks here? 21 until 26. Okay. So there are 6 blanks. Okay, there are 6 blanks. Now let's look at the options given to you first. Okay, now 5:47 already. Okay. Let's look at this. Okay, I give you some time to read the options. I felt like an angel, but still I could not trust anyone because I was having a new opinion about the people whom I met. B, but he did not return my good deed at first. Instead, he went ahead to annoy me. C, I could not remember how many times I had to tell myself not to react. D, he was among the few people who cared enough not to laugh at me. E, he got so careful not to hurt, and maybe he had started to love me. And F, the one who never showed anything but hate towards me. G, the accident was fatal. All right, roughly just look at, you can scheme first. What is this about? About love change a person's life. Okay, hey, what makes you so clumsy? So you read quickly. And then when you have the blanks, all right, when you reach all those blanks, 21, 22, 23, you have to look at the options given to you, and there is one distractor. Okay, there will be one option that you will not choose. All right, let's look at this number 21. Okay, number 21. All right, for this part, all right, part 5, you need to look at your anaphoric and cataphoric strategy. Okay, so you have to use that strategy in this reading. You have to look at the earlier sentence and also the sentence before that, okay, or maybe the paragraph earlier or the paragraph after that. You have to somehow link and find the connections in order to fill in the blanks, okay? So number 21, let's look at number 21. All right, 21. All right, somebody is coming. Number 21, my dad used to shout at me and flog me almost all the time. I came across him, however much my mom did to calm me and to try make me happy, I still found myself feeling hurt by my dad's action. So this is talking about the writer's dad. Okay, it's talking about the writer's dad. Okay, then next, after the blank, things got worse when the school bully made me do things I never imagined. So the next sentence is actually about the school bully. Okay, the earlier about that section, the next one, it's about the school bully. Okay, so you have to look at the anaphoric and cataphoric. sentence. Now, let's look at the options given to you, A, B, C. All right, if you don't know this answer, you can leave it first. You can try number 22 first. One day I was traveling with my mom to the countryside. We were involved in a horrible road accident. Our vehicle turned into a piece of scrap metal from a head-on collision with a truck. So this is talking about the accident, okay? The earlier sentence is actually about the road accident. And then the next sentence, I was lucky, okay? Lucky means this the right the author survived, okay? I was lucky. Okay, so what is the answer here? Look at this. Okay, this is about accident, right? This is about accident. So you look at the options given to you. Anything about accidents here? You can see here, G, it's about the accident, right? So maybe you can fill in the blank here. So this is G, you got it. Okay, so you fill in here, G first. So 21, you still don't know. Okay, let's move on to 23. 23, the pain of losing my mother did not hurt as much as the thought of spending the rest of my life under the custody of my father. Okay, because the father always abused the writer. Okay, abused the author. Okay, so let's look at this anaphoric. So you need to know why the author doesn't want to stay with the father, because the father, okay, now you have to refer to the earlier paragraph, right? Okay, the father used to shout and flog at the author. All right, 23. Let's look at 23. The next sentence, the memories I had made with my mom were all gone. So next sentence, it's about the memories all gone. The mom is not there with her. Okay, let's look at 23, father, metaphoric. Okay, 23. Okay, 23, let's look at this. The options given to you. Okay, it's talking about the father, right? So 23, the one who never showed anything but hate towards me. You can put this F. Okay, F. For number 23, let's look at it, F. Okay, we put it F first. Sorry, I have to go up and down, up and down. Oops. Okay, so we put here F lah. F. The one who never showed anything but hate towards me. It's actually referring to the father. F. Oops. Oh, I can't write. Oops, I don't know why I can't write. Okay, F. All right, so number 23, you put it F. The one means the father. Okay, the father never showed anything but hate towards me. Okay, now we move on to 24. 24, you have to look at the earlier sentence. Now 24, one day I got back to school. I got first to meet Brett. I couldn't recall that he was one of the school bullies, so I just went ahead and gave him kind gestures because he was such a charming guy. All right, now 24. Okay, you have to look at the earlier sentence about this bully is a charming guy now. All right, look at the next sentence after the blank. Difficult time, I could barely recall anything now. The writer cannot, or the author cannot remember anything. Okay, let's look at what is the best option we have here. Okay, It's difficult because I could barely remember anything. So 24, maybe you can choose A. Okay, let's put, sorry, 24B, you can choose B first. We put here B. He did not return my good deed at first. Instead, he went ahead to annoy me. Okay, so that's why it was such a difficult time. I could barely recall anything, let alone my name or the concepts that I had learned. Okay, so you cannot remember anything. Next. 25. Okay, 25. Let's look at the earlier sentence. Okay, we still have a few minutes only. Let's look at the earlier sentence. All right, student was kind to him. Okay, and it seemed that if Brad was shocked by my signs of goodwill, he then proceeded. Okay, he then proceeded to tell me that in such a long time he had never met a student who was so kind to him. Okay, so you look at the earlier sentence, and then the next one, he got to ask me out several times, but I never gave him a chance. So number 25. 25, you can choose A, perhaps. Okay, let's try A first. All right, because A, I felt like an angel. Okay, a student who was kind to him. So I refer to this. Kind to him, I felt like an angel, but still I could not trust anyone because I was having a new opinion about the people whom I met. Okay, so he met with Brad. So, you know, this writer or this author has new opinion about Brad as well, because Brad is a stranger now. Okay. He got to ask me out several times, but I never gave him a chance. Okay, so I put A. And then the next one, 26. Well, if you have any other answers, you can share with me. Yeah? These are all suggested answers. All right, so 26, I put E. Let's try. Yeah? 26 E. And then 21, I put C. Okay, 21 C. Okay, let's move on to 26 first. Why I put E? Yeah? E would be, he got so careful not to hurt and maybe he had started to love me. Okay, so this is about love, right? You can see that I had genuinely fallen in love with this guy. Okay. Earlier, Brad was a big bully. Now, fallen in love with this guy. Okay, the writer or the author fell in love with this guy. He was a source of happiness to my heart. Okay, so E, he got so careful not to hurt and maybe he had started to love me. That evening, he told me that he liked me so much. So I put here E. But then for paragraph 2, I put C. Okay, I could not remember how many times I had to tell myself not to react to that action. Okay, but things got worse when the school bully made me do things I never imagined. Okay, so these are my suggested answers. Okay, if you have any different answers, please let me know. Okay. So what is left? We have chosen, sorry, we have chosen G, C, G, F, B, A, E. C, G, F, B, A, E. C, G, F, C, G, F, B, A, E. C, G, F, B, A, E. Okay, so D is the distractor. If you have any other answers, you can discuss with me. Let's move on to part 6. Okay, let's read the questions. Part 6 is longer. It is longer text. Okay, let's move on to part 6. Oops, it is 6 o'clock now. Is it 6 now? If it's 6 now, then I have to stop here. All right. And I would like to say goodbye to all of you because it's already 6, right? What's the time now? Is it 6? So I have to stop here. Okay. And if you have any questions, you can PM me or ask me in the Muet group. Okay, I can share with you the link for Muet group. I find the link for Muet group. Okay, before that, I also need to give you the eCJL link, okay, the eCert link. Okay, this is the eCert link. So those who are joining me can get the eCert link. Here you are. Okay, let me send to my students as well. All right, so I already shared the link with you. Make sure that you fill in the link if you want to get the certificate. Okay, any other questions? If no questions, then I think I would like to leave now. But before that, I need to share with you this free tuition group. Okay, there is a group here. I wish that you can join this group and, you know, share your ideas. And if you want to have free speaking session with me, make sure you make appointment earlier. Okay, and this is the group. And there is another group where you actually can make appointment if you want to practice speaking. Okay, this is the group. If you would like to practice speaking, you can come and join this group, Success in Muet. Let me find the link. Where's the link? Auto delete. Oh, how to share the link? Manage group. Okay, how should I share the link? Success. Where is the link? Where is the link? Invite links. Copy link. Okay, this is the link. If you want to practice speaking, just join this link. You can find members. PRACTIC. Okay, so if you want to join speaking practice, you just come to this link. All right, and you can make appointments. Please make appointments earlier. Do not wait until the last minute. Then only you want to practice speaking. Okay, so I wish all of you good luck in your Muet examination. Okay, so I have to say goodbye. And I need to play the outro here. All right. Goodbye, everyone. Make sure you fill in the link for e-certificate. Bye.
Berita baik untuk semua. Kini Akademi YouTuber memperkenalkan sistem mata ganjaran kredit AYU untuk dikumpul. Jom ikuti kelas tuition live AYU untuk mengumpul kredit AYU dan berpeluang menebus hadiah-hadiah yang menarik. Hadiah bernilai lebih RM10,000 disediakan secara percuma untuk pelajar seluruh Malaysia. Apa tunggu lagi? Tebus ganjaran hebat ini sekarang. Layari www.academyyoutuber.com untuk maklumat lanjut.
Dibawakan kepada anda oleh Akademi YouTuber.